Hi, I'm theMeatly, and you're about to watch 7 facts about Bendy and the Ink Machine, right here on the Leaderboard.
With the simple upload of a video trailer, Bendy and the Ink Machine won over the hearts of many with its distinct style and creepy gameplay. New to the indie horror video game scene, it keeps things fresh by adding in puzzles and secrets that need to be solved on the way, and releases new chapters with the help of the fans. All to keep this character worthy of nightmares coming back to haunt us. Hi, I'm Alyssa with the Leaderboard, and today we're going to take a peek into the unsettling chapters of this horror game and the interesting tidbits we found out about it, some of which were given to us by the creators themselves. It's time for 7 facts about Bendy and the Ink Machine, chapters 1 and 2. Let's tell you a little bit about Chapter 1. The player starts the game as Henry, a former animator who is being invited back to the studio he previously worked for by a friend named Joey Drew. A letter is presented on the screen, which reads, "Dear Henry, it seems like a lifetime since we worked on cartoons together. 30 years really slips away, doesn't it? If you're back in town, come and visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you. Your best pal, Joey Drew." Once Henry arrives to the old studio, he notices pictures and cutouts of the game's title character, Bendy, strewn throughout every room. It's almost as if he's following you with each discovery that is made at each drawing table. There are even moments where it appears that Bendy pops around a corner to take a peek at Henry and see where he may go to next, while at other times mysterious figures can be seen walking through the halls. After some searching for the previously mentioned Ink Machine, Henry finds recordings from other animators who presumably still work there, or at least worked there up until the studio went under. He also stumbles upon an axe, thankfully, which seems to come in handy as more spookiness arises throughout the story. The axe was actually added in last minute, right before the first chapter was released. Developers theMeatly and Mike Mood wanted to add something to the very end, so they created the axe logic, sounds, model, and textures in 2 hours, and it ended up becoming the main weapon in the game. Bendy is still being developed and released in single chapters as they are finished. There will be 5 chapters total, the stories of which have already been decided. Each chapter is updated as a new one is released, keeping us all on our toes in anticipation. As mentioned, the creators of Bendy and the Ink Machine consist of theMeatly and Mike Mood. theMeatly is the art director and story writer, while Mike Mood is the head programmer. They created Bendy as a fun side project, not expecting such a huge fan reaction. They were actually working on a separate major game title, but put it aside to work on Bendy after the success of Chapter 1. The creators told us the idea of the game came from the simple question, what would it be like to walk through a 3D sketch? And the rest is history. The art direction for the game is very much reliant on the nostalgic feel of vintage Disney and Fleischer Studios cartoons. Think Steamboat Willie and Betty Boop. They wanted to try and make the innocent-looking characters seem scary, and they succeeded. The entire game is all monochrome in yellows and black, which makes the ink stand out, but gives the surroundings an old look, and honestly gives the whole thing a somewhat unsettling feeling. The game also seems to borrow great features from games such as BioShock and Five Nights at Freddy's, as far as its use for recordings for exposition, and the seemingly friendly but slightly off-putting characters wandering the halls of the animation studio. And as horrifying as it is, we're gonna keep wandering. Comic creator theMeatly released the first trailer for Bendy and the Ink Machine in January of 2017. Shortly after it got noticed, he started a Patreon to help fund it. Before Bendy, he had been drawing comics for game developers and posting his own content online for 3 years. Because of his Patreon page and followers, theMeatly was able to get the game approved and get it released through Greenlight in only 4 days. When the game reached success, theMeatly and Mike Mood put another major game project on hold to continue with their Bendy chapters. theMeatly frequently updates a personal page on GameJolt where he gives sneak previews for the newer game chapters and merchandise for Bendy. There are 4 different categories of donations that followers can still make to the Bendy and the Ink Machine Patreon. The amounts range from $1 to $25 with the categories named as such: Meet Hero, Meet Lord, Meet God, and Meet Legend. Meet Legends are the bigger donors and get their names placed in the end credits of each following chapter of Bendy that is released. Fans also get to interact with the creation of the game and theMeatly himself through his fan art contest that he hosts before new chapters are developed. The respective winners so far have had their designs end up in Chapter 2 and received a free copy of the game upon its release. When theMeatly put out the trailer for Bendy, fans immediately got behind it in full support. One YouTuber in particular, DA Games, even created a song inspired by Bendy and its mysterious plot. He posted the song Bendy and the Ink Machine song, Build Our Machine, on his personal channel, and it currently has over 25 million views. DA Games has also put out the song on iTunes and Spotify, and in his video's description he makes sure to mention where to purchase and support the game's ongoing creation. Another song created by Kyle Allen for the game was featured in Chapter 1 of the game after it was updated. He released the song with lyrics and an instrumental version on his personal YouTube channel under the title of Bendy and the Ink Machine Song Official. theMeatly has also put up a soundtrack consisting of the 5 full songs from Chapter 2 of Bendy. Tracks include Sketches, Hellfire Follies, The Searchers, Little Devil Darling, and Drawn to Darkness, which are quite possibly hints for things that will be later revealed. The short but spookily sweet album can be purchased on bandcamp.com for $3.99. We've been told by the creators that they plan on making the musical presence much stronger, and they hope to release a special edition album in the future. The album would include more music from Kyle Allen, DA Games, and Ray Gould if everything gets approved and goes according to plan. With only 2 chapters having been released so far, there are undoubtedly theories being conjured up by fans all over the internet. Many stem from the fact that Bendy is not only a survival horror game, but also filled with puzzles and riddles to solve to keep the plot moving forward. There are ink splatters on several walls that spell out somewhat dark messages like "the creator lied to us" and "dreams come true." But what could they possibly mean? Bendy himself is a cartoon demon of some sort, and some fans think that the ink machine is what brings him to life, and that he may be a possessed creature brought into the real world. Some of the reasoning behind this is that, to start out, Henry will find a plush doll of Bendy to bring to said machine, almost like a sacrifice. Images of Bendy are strewn throughout the studio, but Bendy only appears in 3D once the machine has been started. While trying to find a way out of the building, Henry walks into a room lit up by candles that all have been placed around a pentagram, and, after pausing for a moment, Bendy comes out from the shadows. In recordings that can be found around the building in both Chapter 1 and in Chapter 2, the player can also hear the other animators speaking about Joey wanting them to bring offerings for the gods. Other theories that fans have brought to the table include questions like, is Joey Drew dead? Pondering why the character of Boris is alive, and wandering around the studio at the end of Chapter 2. Each theory involves a lot of sacrifice and demonic rituals to resurrect Bendy, so that at least is a common thread. Many game reviewers and YouTubers have been pumping out positive reviews of Bendy and the Ink Machine, one of the most notable being Markiplier, although by the time he'd played Chapter 1, Bendy had already had millions of views. Even so, theMeatly was so excited, with good reason, about the playthrough video that he posted it on his GameJolt profile with much gratitude. He also mentioned that he watches most, if not all, of the walkthrough and Let's Play videos about Bendy that he can find. The fun part about watching Markiplier play is mostly seeing his jump scare reactions, but also because he supposedly went into the game not knowing it was part of the horror genre. Other YouTubers have gone through and played Chapters 1 and 2 with reactions, while some have simply done a walkthrough without commentary. Mike Mood explained that the original reason for Bendy's viral success was partially due to a Russian YouTuber, though the video hasn't been very easy to locate at this point due to the mass volume of Bendy and the Ink Machine videos popping up everywhere. It also helped that the GameJolt community had been keeping a close eye on the game's development and was thirsty for something new and refreshing from the horror game genre. Bendy and the Ink Machine has seen some incredible turnaround in the gaming community. theMeatly was able to quit his day job and become a full-time game developer with all of the support from the fans who want to see Bendy succeed. On GameJolt, Bendy has nearly 10,000 documented followers along with 1 million views of the game's page, and theMeatly has over 300 Patreons who help fund the creation of the game. Thanks to word of mouth and a desire to see something new in gaming, Bendy almost seems to be like the little engine that could, with its creators burning the candle at both ends just to get it approved and released to resounding applause. With the massive following and donations coming in, Bendy has even gotten official merchandise that can be purchased on their Redbubble. With so many independent games being created and released, it can be difficult to get through to the appropriate audience. When the leaderboard asked if the audience reception was anticipated, Mike Mood replied with, "Absolutely not. This was purely an environmental horror test." With Bendy and the Ink Machine doing so positively, it opens new avenues for games of a similar concept to do just as well. Once again, I'm Alyssa, and thanks for tuning in for 7 facts about Bendy and the Ink Machine. Anything we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and also be sure to let us know which fact you found the most interesting. Don't forget to click the bell icon to become part of the notification squad, and subscribe to the leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.